Okay, we are back in Gloom and Doom. Let's go.
Load, Mr.
We're
Yesterday.
meeting with Mr.
Welcome,
Yesterday
welcome.
to
Make yourselves at home.
see
Right.
if he knows anything about getting into heaven through these special doors or whatever. Whatever.
Gloom, you know it's me. Why do we always have to do that secret password routine? Mr. Yesterday, can't be too careful. Too many arseholes around. When I got into the studio, I realized how wrong Gloom was about the interior. This place looks so amazing once you're inside. Sure, the walls and flooring are a bit plain. But there are clocks everywhere, including a really cutting one with little ball bearings that tell the time. Mr. Yesterday, hello, young lady. My name's Mr. Yesterday. Mr. Yesterday, and who might you be? I'm Winona. Winona, Mr. Yesterday, nice to meet you. Gloom's friend is also quite an eccentric character. An old guy with fuchsia dreadlocks, big sunglasses, a cowboy hat, and a pimp cane. There's probably a really good story behind this look, and it's kinda Cusack in a weird quirky way. Winona, you've got an interesting name. Mr. Yesterday, yep, and when you're a time shaman, it's bloody good for branding too. Gotta thank my mum for that. He settles back into his office chair, and Gloom takes the big dentist one in the middle. It looks like they hang out here a lot, as they casually take their usual spots. I plant myself on a stool near the wall. Mr. Yesterday, so how is your quest coming along, Ed? Gloom, we need to open a holy door to enter heaven. Gloom says it so matter-of-factly, like it's no big deal to say you need to get into heaven. Mr. Yesterday, alright, sure. I reckon you might need a priest for that. Gloom, most priests don't know how to activate the doors. Mr. Yesterday, so how are you going to do it? Gloom, I was there for the opening of the first one, but I can't really remember how it's done. Give him shit. Winona, what do you mean, you can't remember? Gloom, it was over 500 years ago, and I was there as part of the security detail. Gloom, I wasn't exactly paying attention to the intricacies of the holy door ritual. Winona, whatever, old man. Mr. Yesterday, alright. So we need to rewind you back 500 years. Mr. Yesterday starts preparing an aromatherapy diffuser. Winona, does that work on him? I mean, he's like a floating dead skull with no nose. Mr. Yesterday, it depends on which oil I'm using. Mr. Yesterday, sometimes it's for the client, but most of the time it's to help me commune with the time spirits. Gloom lies still in the chair, and even the smoke from his body has slowed down. Mr. Yesterday, alright. I'm about to start the ritual. Mr. Yesterday, Winona, will be put into a trance for a while, so don't be alarmed. Mr. Yesterday, I will be out of it soon. You're free to look around the studio, but don't open the main door for anybody. Mr. Yesterday, and don't touch the clocks. I can't stress how important it is that you don't touch the clocks. Winona, because they're all perfectly calibrated? Or do they house the time spirits? Mr. Yesterday, nah, I just hate fingerprints and smudges. Takes me forever to clean them all. Mr. Yesterday stands over Gloom and gives him a look. Gloom nods back in return. Mr. Yesterday, time spirits, heed my call. He proceeds to chant some gibberish and waves his hands in the air in intricate patterns. It might just be my imagination, but the ticking of the clock seems to have slowed down. I'm mesmerized by the ritual. Because I've never traveled outside of New Atlantis, most of my experience with rituals is what I've seen on TV. And generally, those are either completely fake ones from fantasy movies or the tourist trap ones on travel shows. This seems real. Gloom is now completely still. Mr. Yesterday, okay, he's reliving his old memory now. Winona, this is what you do? You help people relive old memories. Mr. Yesterday, with perfect clarity. We call it rewinding. Mr. Yesterday, my clients often use it to escape to happier times, or to remember an important detail from the past. Winona, that's cutting. Can I ask you something about the time spirits? Mr. Yesterday, go ahead. What car do you drive? How did you meet Gloom? Winona, how did you meet Gloom? Mr. Yesterday, he came seeking help to go back in time. Mr. Yesterday, there was something he wanted to change, but I explained to him that certain decisions are impossible to change. Mr. Yesterday, after that, he had a bad phase where he would rewind a lot. Mr. Yesterday, he kept going back to a certain moment in the past. Winona, what was it? Mr. Yesterday, that's for him to tell you. Winona, well, I'm glad he has a friend like you in the present. Mr. Yesterday, it's easier for me than him. He'll be there for me till the day I die. Mr. Yesterday, but my lifespan is just a single scene in his 100-hour biopic. He's going to be lonely again when I go. Mr. Yesterday, there's a reason why the immortals generally don't make friends with us mortals. Mr. Yesterday, it always ends badly. Mr. Yesterday looks at the largest clock in the room. Mr. Yesterday, Winona, Gloom is going to be in the trance for a while more. Mr. Yesterday, you look like you have some of your own demons inside you. Winona, me and everyone else. Mr. Yesterday, would you like to rewind?
Sure.
Yes, I would. I will probably not get many chances in my life to look back. So I'd better try while I can. Winona, if it's okay with you, yes, I would like to try. Mr. Yesterday, make yourself comfortable. Sit in my chair instead. I follow his instructions and switch seats with him. Mr. Yesterday, is there a moment in your life that you would like to revisit? My first birthday. When my parents died. When I was born, when my parents died.
Probably this one.
Winona, I want to see how my parents died. Mr. Yesterday, that's rather depressing, isn't it? Mr. Yesterday, but I understand if you would like some closure. Mr. Yesterday, do you know when it happened? I shake my head slowly. Mr. Yesterday, maybe the time spirits can help guide us there. Mr. Yesterday starts his chant again. Mr. Yesterday, time spirits, heed my call. I watch him do his strange arm movements, and I feel drowsy. Where am I? What is this place? Am I in the past? Winona, hello. Why is everything so dark? I can't hear or see anything. Winona, hey, is anyone out there? What if this is a trap? Mr. Yesterday, Winona, I'm here with you. Don't panic. Winona, what's going on? Mr. Yesterday, just follow my voice. I'm back in Mr. Yesterday's studio. Winona, what happened? Winona, I didn't see anything at all. Mr. Yesterday is sitting quietly on the stool. Mr. Yesterday, I'm sorry, Winona. Mr. Yesterday, it seems that the time spirits were not able to locate your past. Mr. Yesterday, a dark cloud blinds us from your childhood. Winona, is that normal? Mr. Yesterday, I have not encountered this before, and the spirits seem puzzled by it too. Winona, why am I so weird? Mr. Yesterday, I don't have any answers for you now. Mr. Yesterday, but I will commune with the spirits and find out more. Gloom starts stirring. Mr. Yesterday, okay, he's back. Gloom, ugh. Winona, are you okay? Mr. Yesterday, he'll be fine. Coming back from a rewind is very disorienting. Gloom, I remember the words to open the door now. Gloom, but there is an artifact that we need. Winona, but of course, fantasy movies and video games always require some kind of fetch quest, and it's always some ancient artifact. Mr. Yesterday, what do you need? Gloom, the high key of Amelia. Mr. Yesterday, and where will you find that? Gloom, it's lost in time. Nobody knows where it is. Mr. Yesterday, lost in time, you say? Mr. Yesterday, I can ask the time spirits to find and bring back this key for you. Winona, I thought the time spirits can only rewind and view the past. Gloom, yeah, that's what you told me too. Mr. Yesterday, sometimes, they can do this too, unless the object is held by a great power. Gloom, you need to work on your consistency. You're becoming like that hard guy on Captain Planet. Winona, the what guy? Mr. Yesterday, that guy whose powers change every episode because the writers can't make up their minds. Gloom, forget it, Yeti. This kid doesn't watch any cartoons. Mr. Yesterday, no cartoons at all. Gloom, not even the big movies. Mr. Yesterday, bloody hell. What are the youth of today doing with their lives? Gloom, so, about the key? Mr. Yesterday, alright, just give me a day or two. Mr. Yesterday, we'll get that key, and you'll complete your quest. Gloom, thanks, Winona, I appreciate your help, Mr. Yesterday. Mr. Yesterday, don't thank me, thank the time spirits. After we left Mr. Yesterday's studio, Gloom and I went to clear our heads a bit.
Alright, one sec, I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. Made myself some hot cocoa. Seemed like a cozy thing to do on a Friday night, but let's go.
I like the fresh night air. He likes being able to sense when demons are approaching. So a rooftop was the ideal place for us to go. Besides, I'm starting to develop a fondness for hanging out this high above the city. Winona, so what now? Gloom, Gloom, we wait for a couple of days. There's not much else we can do. Winona, you think he can get this key you need? Gloom, I trust Yeti. He never makes promises that he can't keep. Winona, a time shaman. Winona, I wonder what my guidance counselor would say if I told her that I wanted to be a time shaman after graduation. Gloom suddenly turns his head to look at me with a half smile. Gloom, what would you have wanted to do, you know, if you weren't the Doombringer? Good question. I've been so focused on killing myself, that I've never really thought about a future beyond the apocalypse. I bite my lip and ponder the possibilities. Winona, you know what? I don't know. Winona, I never thought I'd live long enough to graduate high school, let alone find a career. Gloom, don't think about what you want to be. Think of what you want to do, what problems you want to solve. Gloom, what do you like doing? Winona, I like helping animals. Maybe I should be a vet or a zookeeper. Gloom, there you go. There's something you can be doing if you decide not to kill yourself. Gloom, lots of animals out there who need your help. That's true. I think about being a vet, and it would be pretty cool. But I can't risk becoming the Doombringer. Winona, what about you, Gloom? Winona, what are you going to do once you give up this life of death? Gloom, I'll go back to heaven, where I belong. Winona, and then what? Gloom, you know what? I don't know. Push, Winona, how the fuck do you not know? Gloom, you didn't know either. Winona, because I'm still in high school. And you've been chasing this dream for 400 years. Winona, you must have thought about it a few times. Gloom, I really haven't. Winona, holy shit. Winona, you're like one of my dumb-ass customers who come to the counter with no clue what movie they want to rent. Winona, and then you hold up the line while customers who have their shit together have to wait. Gloom, what's wrong with that? Winona, you seriously don't know what's wrong with that? Winona, you gotta have a plan. You need to know exactly what you're working towards. Gloom, all my existence, I've always been told to fight this, kill that. Gloom, I just want to spend some time not doing anything. Winona, that's your plan? To not do anything? Winona, you can already do that here on Earth. Winona, there's got to be a reason why you spent 400 fucking years working hard for this. Gloom, no, there isn't. Winona, it's about Muriel, isn't it? Gloom, alright, it's about Muriel. Gloom, Crast, kid. Chill. Winona, you really love her, huh? Gloom, yeah. Winona, how do you know when you're in love? Gloom, you just know. Winona, can you list a million tiny little things that add up to why you're supposed to be together? Gloom, this isn't a romantic comedy. Winona, if not a million, how about 10 things you love about her? Gloom, no. Winona, how about just one reason? Winona, dude, surely you can scrape up one reason? Gloom claps his hands together and pulls his jaw to one side in a weird crooked grin. Gloom, she makes me feel like I'm a good person. Winona, really? Gloom, answer this. How do you know if you're a good person? Winona, I don't know. I guess people like you more. Gloom, exactly. This is something you can't figure out yourself. Gloom, even the most evil person thinks they're good. Gloom, so you have to rely on the reactions of others to really understand yourself. Gloom, if good people like you, you're probably good too. Gloom, but if they don't, then you're doing something wrong. Winona, what does this have to do with Muriel? Gloom, Muriel is the embodiment of all that is good. Gloom, so if I'm good enough for her, I know I'm a good person. Winona, is this why she doesn't visit you? Gloom, what do you mean? Winona, angels can visit the mortal realm or whatever you call this place, am I right? Winona, as you said, Nathaniel hangs out here a lot, and other angels are tasked to look after humans. Gloom, yes. Winona, so, why hasn't Muriel come down to see you? Winona, you said you haven't seen her in over 400 years. Gloom. Gloom, I think she's not ready. Maybe I'm not ready too. Gloom, it was a really bad breakup. She's really sensitive. Winona, kinda sucks that she hasn't at least come to just say hi. Gloom, kid, angels have a lot of responsibilities. Gloom, they don't have time to visit ex-husbands for coffee. Winona, okay, dude. I want to drop the subject because I can tell he's getting antsy. But I can't help myself. Winona, I still can't get over how you're essentially using her as a litmus test for goodness. Gloom, it doesn't sound that romantic when you put it that way. Winona, no, it really isn't. Gloom, I want to be a good person, kid. Gloom, I want to be able to think of myself with pride again. You said you weren't happy back then either. Winona, but I thought you said you weren't happy back then. Winona, even when everyone accepted you. Even when you were still together with Muriel. Gloom, that was different then. Winona, What? Gloom, I was foolish and didn't know any better. Winona, sure, okay. I'm not sure I follow the logic, but hey, if it'll make him happy, then I'm all for it. Gloom, why are you so interested about my love life, anyway? Winona, I don't know. I guess I'm just curious. Winona, it's not something I have a lot of experience with. Winona, all I know about love is what I see through windows and in movies.
The way they draw her mouth, it makes it look like she's sticking like the tip of her tongue out in some weird spots like that. Like if you look at it kind of from the side, and it looks like they have two different of these expressions that have the same kind of thing going on, but I guess it's just another piece of her bottom lip, but it kind of looks like she's just like sticking her tongue out. But anyway, that's just what I see in it, so whatever.
Gloom, don't believe everything you see in rom-coms. Even if the actors are as good as Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts. Winona, I don't, but that's all I've got to go on. Gloom, there's other kinds of love too, you know. Platonic love. Parental love. Winona, I don't have friends. None of my many foster parents count. I guess I've been content with pet love and PC love. Winona, but it doesn't mean I'm not curious. Winona, sometimes I see the other girls in school holding hands with boys or other girls, and I wonder what that feels like. Gloom, never been kissed either? I scowl and give him a somewhat friendly shove in the arm. Gloom, why haven't you tried? Like, just go ask someone to a movie or something. Gloom, that boy in the alley, I think he actually likes you. Winona, gross. I can't imagine being with a boy like that. Winona, besides, I'm the doom bringer. Winona, I can't really let anything distract me from what I have to do. Winona, and what if I actually fall in love and it feels as great as what the movies say? Winona, how's that going to feel if I become the doom bringer and have to burn this person? Gloom, that's a lot of ifs. Gloom, you gotta take chances, kid. Winona, I've got too many responsibilities to be thinking about things like love anyway. Gloom looks at me with his mouth slightly open as if he's about to say something. I half expect him to say something about love being the most important thing there is. Gloom, Muriel used to say that love is the most important thing there is. Called it? Gloom, but do you know what is the most important kind of love?
Self-love.
Self-love. Winona, loving yourself? Gloom, I don't know either. Muriel never told me. Gloom, come on, I'll take you home. Gloom, get some rest, settle your affairs before the last step. Winona, okay, let's go. Gloom picks me up, and we descend onto the streets below. Katerina, so, Ham and Nam have failed. Katerina, if you need something done right, must do yourself. Part 3, Cold Feet.
Bloop.
With only a couple of days left before you have to make the big journey to heaven, you make arrangements with Mr. Yesterday to complete some important unfinished business. Gloom, damn it, Yeti. Why are you using your magic now? Gloom, you should save it for the level boss later. Mr. Yesterday, that was an accident. I'm too used to using the A button to clear the enemies around me. Gloom, this isn't Streets of Rage 2. Adapt to the game before it's Hudson time for us again. Mr. Yesterday, we've used too many bloody continues already, we should cut our losses and just start over again. Gloom, you're right. The two of you have attempted to complete Golden Axe for the past 2 hours now, but you've never gotten past Death Adder. You hit the blue reset button on your Sega Genesis, and the two of you start over.
I don't think the reset button was blue on the Sega Genesis. I think all the buttons on it were black. But whatever. Maybe the LED next to it was blue. Whatever.
Mr. Yesterday,
I have one
who do you think is hotter?
in a box.
Tourist
You
player
know, not
from
that
Golden
far from
Axe
me. I
or
could probably
Blaze
open up
Fielding
and
from Streets of
take
Rage?
a look, but whatever.
Tourist flare. Gloom. Tourist flare for sure. There is nothing more attractive than a warrior woman who can wield steel and sorcery.
Heck yeah.
Mr. Yesterday, while wearing a white bikini. Gloom. That's not what warrior women used to wear. And besides, Gloom, it's 16-bit low-res graphics. You've got to use a lot of imagination for those white pixels to be a bikini. Mr. Yesterday, I've got a lot of imagination. The two of you are about to start a new game when Mr. Yesterday suddenly puts down his controller. Mr. Yesterday, hold on a moment. He presses a finger to the side of his head and furrows his brow. Mr. Yesterday, alright then. Mr. Yesterday relaxes and picks up his controller again. Gloom, did you just have a migraine or something, old man? Mr. Yesterday, that was the time spirits. They've found your key. Gloom, where is it? Mr. Yesterday, it's with Lucia. Gloom, Lucia. Mr. Yesterday, that's what the spirits tell me. Will she give it to you? Gloom, honestly, I don't know. You can never tell with her. Mr. Yesterday, mate, what if she refuses? Gloom, I'll have to challenge my old partner. Mr. Yesterday, can you take her in battle? Gloom, I don't know. I think so, but she's good at instilling a false sense of confidence in her opponents. Gloom, they're always so surprised when she kills them. Gloom, besides, it's Katarina I have to be wary of. Mr. Yesterday, your old protege has become quite the batters. Mr. Yesterday, do you need help from the spirits? Gloom, do they have more abilities that you've never talked about? Can they slow down time? Mr. Yesterday, this isn't the Matrix. Mr. Yesterday, but if you find me an item of theirs, I can help you rewind to their past battles so you can study their moves. Gloom, thanks, Yeti. But I think you'll strain your relationship with the spirits by asking them to help me again. Gloom, I'll just go ask her after this. Mr. Yesterday shrugs and goes back to the game. Mr. Yesterday, your quest is almost over. Gloom. How do you feel about that? Gloom. Gloom, I'm not sure. Mr. Yesterday, what do you mean, you're not sure? Mr. Yesterday, this is what you bloody wanted? Gloom, something doesn't feel right. Gloom, you met Winona the last night. Did she strike you as the type that would end the world? Mr. Yesterday, I think these world enders don't really have a type. Gloom, I'm not sure if I want to complete this quest. Mr. Yesterday pauses the game and glares at you. Mr. Yesterday, and why not? Gloom, she's a good kid. Mr. Yesterday, how do you know? Gloom, she's good-hearted. Mr. Yesterday, you have no idea where she came from. We tried to rewind her, but her past is completely obscured by fog. Mr. Yesterday, there is a darkness about her that you haven't accepted. Gloom, maybe, but she still doesn't deserve this. Mr. Yesterday, probably not, but you do. Mr. Yesterday, you've worked hard for 400 years, killing more demons than all of the angels put together. You shrug. Gloom, I wouldn't say I worked hard, killing comes so easy for me. Mr. Yesterday, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is that it was a difficult task for most people to achieve, but you did it. Mr. Yesterday, nobody else could have done it, so you deserve the reward. Gloom, you really think I should just kill this kid? You don't think this is a hard choice to make? Mr. Yesterday, the kid wants to die anyway. It's not a tough choice. Mr. Yesterday, a tough choice would be like, Mr. Yesterday, the time spirits want to wipe out a movie from existence. You have to choose to erase either Terminator 2 or Aliens. Gloom, damn, that is a tough choice. Gloom, these movies are culturally significant. They're the perfect blend of blockbuster excitement and deep storytelling. Gloom, erase Terminator 2 and you lose a great study of fate vs free will, the link between technology and warfare. Gloom, and what it means to be human in this increasingly inhumane world of ours. Gloom, erase Aliens and you'll lose one of the best stories about mothers overpowering toxic masculinity. Gloom, and a sharp criticism of parasitic corporations who would fuck anybody over for a percentage. Gloom, you can't erase either of these films. They're too important. Mr. Yesterday, choose one of these movies to erase from existence. Gloom.
Hmm. 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 I'm gonna have to say Aliens because Terminator 2 is kind of a warning for the future, and that might tip the scale a little bit there.
Gloom, erase aliens. Gloom, humanity needs the hope given by Terminator 2. Mr. Yesterday stares at you blankly through his sunglasses. Mr. Yesterday, there you go. Gloom, what was the point of putting me through that ordeal? Mr. Yesterday, to see if you can make tough choices when you need to. Mr. Yesterday, because friend, you are going to face a hell of a lot more of these in the next few days. You put down your controller. Gloom, Yeti, I have to go. Mr. Yesterday, we haven't completed Golden Axe yet. Gloom, time waits for nobody, you told me that. Gloom, and there's someone I have to see immediately. Rooftop parking lots. Lucia's favorite places in the world, high enough to get a good view, close enough to the ground that you don't lose the pulse of the people. Despite all of Lucia's faults, she really is a people person. Gloom, Luce. I know you're here. The shadows in the parking lot start to gather into an oily puddle, and Lucia, nice of you to visit, partner. The shadows solidify and bright spots start to appear. First the eyes, then the smile. Before you know it, Lucia has fully formed. Lucia, I'm honored that you've come all the way to visit me. Gloom, I've been busy. Lucia, bullshit. I have to run the underworld, but I still manage to make time for my friends. Lucia, you cool kids just never have the time. Lucia, still, I'm happy you came out tonight. Gloom, I need something from you. Lucia, a favor for my old partner? Of course. Gloom, do you have the high key of Amelia? Lucia, oh that thing? Yeah, it's with my bunch of keys. Lucia fishes out a large bunch of keys from her pocket. Lucia, I forgot I even had this. Gloom, you had the key the whole time. Why haven't you tried to go back to heaven with it? Lucia, because I don't want to go back. Life is better here. Gloom, or you could have led your forces into heaven using this key. Lucia, again, I don't want that. Lucia, I just want freedom for all. Gloom. I don't want blood. Gloom, I don't think Katarina or the demons would agree with you. Lucia, it's a good thing they don't know I have it then. Gloom, so you wouldn't mind giving it to me? Lucia, take it? But I still don't think you should do this. Lucia, stay here with us. Stay with me. Lucia, you can be yourself here. You can find happiness. Lucia, the angels are pretentious assholes. Gloom. You don't have to go back and pretend to be like them. Lucia, you don't belong there. I don't belong here either. Gloom, I don't belong here either. Lucia, try to remember why we left in the first place. Gloom, we've had this talk already, Luce. I'm going back. Lucia, suit yourself. Gloom. She tosses the key over to you. You receive the high key of Amelia. Gloom, thanks. Lucia, you owe me one. You start to leave the parking lot. Gloom, just one more thing. Lucia, what do you want to know, Columbo? Gloom, who is Winona? Lucia, who? Gloom, I know you know who I'm talking about. Lucia, sure, I'll tell you the truth. Lucia, but first, I want you to tell me who you think she is. I don't. She's your daughter. She's your clone. Gloom. She's your clone. Lucia, are you serious? You watching those sci-fi movies again? Lucia, I don't have some cloning chamber in a science lab somewhere. Lucia, why would I clone myself anyway? Lucia, I'm sure I had to deal with another me, I'd kill myself. Or her, which is still me. Lucia, you see how confusing clones are? Gloom. Lucia sighs and takes a sip from her drink. Lucia, Winona is my daughter. Lucia,
Dun, dun,
my
dun.
mortal daughter. Gloom, why did you create her? What are you up to? Lucia, hey, that's pretty mean. Gloom. Lucia, we're close friends and we joke a lot, but that hurts. Gloom, sorry, that was uncalled for. Lucia, I wanted a daughter because I wanted to know what it's like to have children. Lucia, that's normal, isn't it? You're up to something.
Well, she's not really raising the child,
Gloom,
so I mean.
come on, Lutz. Gloom, you're always up to something. What's the plan? Lucia, I'm not like him. Lucia, I didn't plant a sacrificial child into the mortal world just to trick them into thinking I'm one with them. Lucia, Winona is simply my daughter. She has no set destiny or purpose. Lucia is an expert liar and manipulator, but you believe her. The two of you stand in peaceful silence for a moment. Gloom, Winona is a special kid. Lucia, yes she is. Gloom, why doesn't she know you're her mother? Lucia, I just want to watch from a distance. Lucia, she should have a normal mortal life, and make her own decisions without being influenced by her heritage. Lucia, you know how much I believe in free will. Gloom, you know that she's using that free will to kill herself? Doesn't that bother you? Lucia, of course it does. I love my kid more than anything, and I want her to live a safe and long mortal life. Lucia, but I will never enforce my own desire onto her and take away her free will. Lucia, I spend a lot of time wrestling with my internal demons over this. Lucia, like if I do something to protect her, will it be to benefit her, or benefit me? Lucia, where the fuck do I draw the line between a concerned and a controlling parent? Lucia looks away, her thoughts swirling in her head again. She didn't age at all in the millennia that you've known her. But now you notice the fine lines that have been growing around her eyes in recent years. Gloom, that immortality shell around her. That's not your doing? Lucia, not consciously. She's mortal, but she's still my child. Gloom. You can't be born of us and be completely mortal. Gloom, do you know that Gabriel believes that Winona will cause the destruction of heaven? Lucia, that rumor has reached our side too. Gloom, why would Gabriel brand her as the doom bringer? Lucia, no clue. Like I said, I didn't seed any ideas in her head.
So I'm thinking they get Winona into heaven, and then that's the catalyst for the doom being brought. Something like that. We'll see.
Gloom, Michael wants her dead. Even if Winona decides against suicide, her life is still in danger. Lucia, there are plenty of demons who will do whatever it takes to protect her. Gloom, you mean they will keep her alive long enough for her to bring down heaven? Lucia, maybe that's their motivation. I don't know. I don't micromanage my people, Lucia, but they also know that I'll kill anybody that makes direct contact with Winona. Lucia, it's my one rule. Lucia, nobody goes near Winona. You see that flash of fire in Lucia's eyes? The fire that will scorch anything that gets in her way. It's a good thing she willingly gave you the key because you're not sure if you'd be able to beat her in a fight. Lucia, personally, I don't believe in Gabriel's prophecy. He's just a caffeinated gypsy fortune teller with wings. Gloom, so why aren't you stopping your people from going to war over this stupid prophecy? Lucia, free will. I can't stop them from protecting her any more than I can stop you from killing her. You're an open-minded leader. Gloom, you have always been an open-minded leader. Lucia, Thanks, Lucia. Look, Gloom. Since you asked me for a favor, I'm asking you for one too. Lucia, spare my daughter from this. Convince Winona to stop this suicide bullshit. Lucia, she likes you. I think she will listen to you. Lucia, you're probably the only person that stubborn girl will listen to. Gloom, Luce, even if I talk her out of it, I can't protect her from the angels forever. Lucia, yes you can. If anyone can, it's you. Lucia, right now you're the only being in existence that can kill her, but you're also the only one I trust enough to protect her. Gloom, great. No pressure at all, Lucia, responsibility is hard, partner. Free will doesn't come without a price, you know. Not everybody in the world can be pals with the Angel of Wisdom, so I figured I may as well hang out with him a bit more. Finding the skate park wasn't too difficult, though it would have been cooler to get there by jumping from rooftop to rooftop again. Instead, I found a bus that dropped me about 15 minutes away from the park. It would have been nice to skate the rest of the way. But I smashed the skateboard Nathaniel gave me when I made Gloom drop me from the sky. So I'm forced to slowly walk on that smooth pavement that would have been so nice to skate on. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to sacrifice myself for that lady after all.
For a skateboard.
When I finally arrive at the skate park, I see Nathaniel in the flat ground area, working on a new flip. I head over to say hi. Aristotle the owl swoops over my head as I approach. I'm not sure if he's greeting me, or if he's notifying Nathaniel of my appearance. Either way, Nathaniel skates over to meet me. Nathaniel, it is good to see you again, Winona. Winona, hey Nathaniel. Hello, Aristotle, you little Cusack. I've decided I have a weakness for anything with soft feathers and oversized eyes. Winona, mind if I join you for some skating tonight? Nathaniel, not at all. Nathaniel, you didn't bring your skateboard? Winona, long story, but it broke. Nathaniel, I have another spare over there. Nathaniel, feel free to take it. I stroll over to pick up another spare board. Winona receives Nathaniel's other spare skateboard.
So I have a backup in case you broke it.
I try to pop a few ollies, but I mostly watch with awe as Nathaniel practices the same trick again and again, with Aristotle watching from different angles. It's amazing how much patience he has for this. You probably wouldn't notice it at first, but now that I'm looking more closely, I can see the tiniest of variations with each attempt. Nathaniel's actions are also, I'm not sure it's the right word, but intentional. Each attempt is a little bit different, trying to find that sweet spot where he lands the trick. I wish I felt that same sense of purpose. Winona, are you the angel of wisdom, or the angel of skateboarding? He laughs. Nathaniel, sometimes I forget myself. Winona, I've always wondered, what's the difference between wisdom and intelligence? Winona, mostly what I know about wisdom is phrases like the more things change, the more they stay the same. Nathaniel, wise words from Jean-Baptiste Alphonse Carr. Winona, no, Snake Plissken said that in Escape from L.A. Nathaniel, Alphonse Carr is a 19th century journalist. Winona, yeah well, I heard it from Snake Plissken first.
See, again, they're doing that where it looks like she's sticking out her tongue. But I'm not sure if that's actually what they're trying to show. Maybe just like pouting her lower lip or something. Whatever.
Winona, anyway, wisdom versus intelligence. Nathaniel, this is a good question. Nathaniel, intelligence is knowing the lyrics to a song, who wrote it, the notes to play it. Nathaniel, wisdom is understanding its meaning, and how it relates to the writer's emotional state. Winona, so wisdom is about finding meaning, huh? Nathaniel, something like that. Winona, then why do you skate? Shouldn't you read poetry or something? The angel of wisdom screeches to a halt in front of me. Nathaniel, skating gives me clarity. Winona, Gloom mentioned that. But I don't know how that works. Nathaniel, let us take a seat. We look around for a place to sit. The top of that quarter pipe looks comfortable, so I clamber up and lie down on the deck with my backpack as a pillow. The moon looks beautiful tonight. Nathaniel flies onto the spot next to me with one silent flap of his massive wings. He settles in and tucks his wings away. Nathaniel, I like skateboarding because it reminds me of the world. Winona, what do you mean? Nathaniel, there are some internal elements you can control, like the placement of your feet and your weight distribution. Nathaniel, but there are external elements you can't control, like a little stone that catches your wheel, or the smoothness of a ledge. Nathaniel, skating is about mastering yourself and accepting and improvising around your environment. Nathaniel holds up his board, the one he claims to be carved with wood from the world tree. Nathaniel, mastering a trick means understanding all the elements that make it work. Nathaniel, where your feet should be. How you should twist your hip. The timing of the pop. Nathaniel, once you work out all these individual puzzles, the trick is unlocked for you. Nathaniel, your body instinctively knows what to do. Your mind is freed from the conscious need to overthink your actions. Nathaniel, you achieve MUGA, and your body and mind function as one. Nathaniel, this is to me, the ultimate state of clarity. Sounds like a yoga class. Winona, yeah, you sound like one of those yoga coaches now. Nathaniel, you sound skeptical. Do you go for yoga classes? Winona, I've been to a few. Have you? Nathaniel, no, I have not. Aristotle hops onto my chest. He leans over and starts to stare into my eyes. I wonder how much of his behavior is his own, and how much is Nathaniel's influence. Winona, do you ever feel like you're living in a TV show? Winona, every day you wake up, and you try to change your situation. Winona, but at the end of the day, no matter what you do, everything resets and stays the same. Winona, why can't my life be more like a movie? With a definite direction and a satisfying ending? Nathaniel, it sounds like you feel that nothing has changed. Winona, nothing has. Winona, everything around me is still the same. Nathaniel, you are looking in the wrong place to find change. Nathaniel, while your choices do not seem to change the world, Nathaniel, look within, for they have changed who you are. Nathaniel, do you know who you are? I'm a girl. Nathaniel, do you know who you are? I'm the Doombringer. I'm a girl trying to change her destiny. Winona, I'm a girl trying to change her destiny. Winona, and failing badly. Nathaniel, are you really? Winona, I'm still on a collision course of becoming the Doombringer. Nathaniel, how do you know? Winona, I see it in my nightmares every night. Even that other angel says it's my destiny. Nathaniel, and what kind of sign do you need to prove that you have changed your destiny? Winona, my death? Nathaniel, is that not a bit extreme? Winona, if I die, no Doombringer. Hence, crisis averted. Nathaniel, why do you fear becoming the Doombringer so much? Winona, I really don't want to go down in history as the person responsible for 3 billion deaths. Nathaniel, are you afraid that the remaining survivors will hate you, or that you will hate yourself? I'll totally hate myself. I bite my lip for a moment. Winona, I would not be able to live with myself if I caused the death of so many people. Winona, it's the end of the world. It'll be the biggest body count for any single event ever. Winona, I'll be Hitler, Darth Vader, the Black Death and that asteroid from Armageddon put together. Nathaniel, do you think of yourself as a villain? I nod feebly. Nathaniel, if a firefighter charges into a flaming building to rescue its inhabitants, are they a villain? Winona, no, they'd be a hero. Nathaniel, what if they failed to rescue the people inside because the fire was too out of control? Are they a villain then? Winona, no, it's not like they lit the fire and intentionally killed all the people inside. Winona, they still tried to save the people. Nathaniel, just as you've been trying to save the world every waking moment of your life. Nathaniel, perhaps it sounds dubious coming from a grumpy old skull, but you are now hearing this from an angel. Nathaniel dramatically spreads his wings. What is it with these supernatural beings and theatrics? Nathaniel, you are a good person, Winona. Nathaniel, do not waste the effort to think of yourself otherwise. Nathaniel, Aristotle feels the same way too. I guess that does make me feel a little bit better. Especially if I have Aristotle's approval. Animals are good at sensing these things. Nathaniel, you want to do the right thing, this is clear as day to everyone. Nathaniel, just keep trying, and I believe you will achieve your goals. Winona, but it's so hard. I try, and I never seem to get anywhere. Nathaniel, my advice is to treat it like a complicated skate trick. Nathaniel, a complex skate trick is baffling to interpret as a whole. Nathaniel, it is wiser to break it down into Nathaniel, a complex skate trick is Nathaniel, it is wiser to break it down into smaller, simpler elements.
Accidentally bumped my mouse wheel there.
Nathaniel, solve the smaller parts one by one, and work your way up. Nathaniel, one day, you might figure out a new concept that you didn't understand before. Nathaniel, and this tiny concept will be the key that catalyzes a chain reaction of learning. Winona, like the areas in a video game that are unreachable until you learn the double jump skill. Nathaniel, I do not understand this reference, but yes. Nathaniel, never stop trying. I think about Nathaniel's words. I didn't realize it while everything was happening so quickly, but now that I think about it, I have learned a lot in the past couple of nights, and it feels like my worldview has really opened up. Like Baldur's Gate after you complete the prologue. I guess I never made the time to reflect. I'm so focused on the things I haven't done that I didn't see all the things I have achieved. What else about myself have I overlooked?
You're doing
Nathaniel
great.
flaps his mighty wings and flies onto his feet. He reaches out and pulls me up. Nathaniel, come, let us skate. Motion creates emotion and you will think better on your board. Winona, sure. Why not? Beep 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 beep. I reach over and slap my alarm clock off. That alarm signals 5 p.m. And that means Gloom will be here in an hour or so. After skating with Nathaniel last night, I got back home and thought about what he said. I decided that my purpose was not to doom the world after all. I'm here to prevent that from happening. Still means I have to kill myself though. But hey, if I die, the world lives. And that's a destiny I can live with. After I came to that conclusion, I slept soundly for the first time ever in my whole life. I didn't even have my usual nightmare for once. I wonder what that means.
Dun dun dun. Maybe that means she's over being the thing. And they're doing the thing with the lip again. It really looks like she's just sticking out her tongue, but whatever.
Has my destiny changed? Anyway, 5 p.m. I still have some time before Gloom gets here. Maybe I can do something on the internet. I carefully climb under my desk and connect the modem to the phone line. I'd probably spend more time on the internet if I didn't have to do this step every time. How many times have I banged my head on my desk while trying to connect my modem?
Just like keep the line and whatever like higher, tie it to a string or something to keep it out from behind there, so you can just like plug it in without having to bend over and everything. But whatever.
Great, I'm online. Connected on the first try. Now what do I do? Find a new guardian for Sonic. I should try to find someone to help feed Sonic after I'm gone.
Oh, I was thinking Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, shoot.
That
I keep forgetting that Sonic is still, popular these days.
I start MIRC and start looking for a suitable chat room. Winona, where will I find someone willing to feed a stray dog? Hashtag animal friends. Winona, I should probably look for people who like animals. I ask around on hashtag animal friends, but there are only a few people in the channel. Luckily, a user named June seems really enthusiastic about Sonic and keeps asking me questions about him. I answer all of her questions about Sonic's temperament, the type of food he eats. Now she's asking me if he likes to play with tennis balls. Winona, shit sticks. After spending all that time talking to June, she just tells me she wants to adopt a cat, and then she logs off. Winona, you fucking bitch. Why would you waste my time like that? Sigh. You fail again, Winona. I lean back from my PC and I notice how dark it's become. I'm going to heaven tonight. Shit sticks. How weird is it to be able to say that? I'm going to heaven tonight, and then I will find peace and release. The danger of the Doombringer will be averted. Everyone will be happy and safe, and I'm not the bad guy. Winona, I'm here at the end. I'm finally here. And then something strange happens. I start to cry. I crawl over to the corner of my room, and I find myself overcome with emotion. Of course, I try to fight it, but fighting it only makes me scrunch up my face and sob more uncontrollably. I don't really know what's come over me, because I don't think I've cried since I was 7 years old, let alone an ugly Dawson cry like this one. I'm sorry, please look away, this is embarrassing. I'm normally much stronger than this. It's just, all I've ever wanted since I was born was a release from all this guilt and anxiety. But time and time again, I couldn't defeat the Doombringer curse. So many setbacks, so many failures, so many sleepless nights. I've thought about giving up so many times. It's hard not to when nothing ever goes your way. But this amazing thing that's going to happen tonight, it will validate every fracture, every cut, every heartache that I have suffered in my life. The little surge of hope triggers even more tears and sobbing. Oh, shit sticks. I stop fighting the tears and just let myself bawl my eyes out for a bit. All these many years of acting strong. I deserve to cry once in a while, don't I? After letting go for a few minutes, I feel lighter. I wipe the tears from my eyes and I put on my game face again. Winona, I can do this. I am going to do this. Suddenly, I feel that familiar cold feeling in the room again. Dark green smoke pours in through my window. You know what? How is it that this neighborhood doesn't notice green smoke blowing into a window? It's not exactly something you see every day. The green smoke gathers in my room, and a familiar skull emerges from it. Winona, hey Gloom. Is it just me, or is he looking at me a bit funny today? Did something happen to my hair? Gloom, well, I have the key. Winona, great. We've got everything we need now, right? Gloom, yes. Are you ready to leave? I grab my bag. Winona, yep, let's go. Then I remember something, and I quickly fish out a tin of dog food from my desk drawer. Winona receives a tin of dog food. Winona, can we make one quick stop first? Here we are, back at the alley again. Gloom's been looking a bit awkward and uncomfortable tonight. I'm really not sure what's going on. Maybe something happened to him in the 24 hours that we've been apart. Should I ask him? Winona, hey Gloom, are you? Gloom, I sense danger about. Don't take too long, okay. Winona, oh. Okie dokie. I call out to my fur kid. Winona, Sonic. Sonic, woof woof woof. I hear his familiar bark just before he bursts out from behind a dumpster and jumps at my knees. Winona, hey boy, how are you? Have you missed me? I pick him up and smoosh my face into his fur, and he licks my nose in appreciation. Sonic, hi-oh. Gloom floats over. I can't really read skulls all that well, but I'm pretty sure he's making a face right now. Gloom, your dog's breath smells like shit. Winona, he's a street dog who digs food out of garbage, and I can't afford to take him to a vet. Winona, cut him some slack. Gloom, his poop smells like shit too. Winona, yes, Gloom. Shit typically smells like shit. Gloom floats away from the dumpster and I focus my attention on Sonic again. Winona, hey listen. I put the little, Winona, hey listen, I can't stay long, but I've got some food for you. I put the little fur kid down, and take the tin of dog food out from my backpack. The lid peels open with a satisfying schnick and I place it on the ground for Sonic to enjoy. Sonic, nom nom nom. I know I'm supposed to hurry, but this is the last time I'll see him. Gloom can understand if I spend a little bit more time watching him eat, right? Gloom, you have an affinity with all the little creatures. Winona, us strays have to stick together, you know. Winona, Sonic and I were both unlucky enough to be born as punching bags for the world. Gloom, when someone punches you, you punch back harder. Winona, easy for you to say. You're some divine demon with a killer sword. Winona, Sonic and me, we don't have the power to change our destinies ourselves, as much as we try. Winona, but, at least I've got you now to alter my fate. Winona, I wish I could have found someone to do the same for Sonic. Winona, I hope he can look after himself when I'm gone. Winona, he's a good dog, but he's just not very strong. Gloom looks over at the dog, then looks back at me. Gloom, kid, I can't look after it. But I can do something else. Winona, like what? Gloom, I can put it out of its misery. Quickly and painlessly. Gloom, do you want me to kill it for you?
No.
Winona, no. Winona, we can't do that. Gloom, just walk away, kid. I can do this, and you don't have to be responsible. Winona, no. Gloom, Winona, I'd rather let him fend for himself. At least with time, there's a chance he might get adopted by someone someday. Gloom looks at me strangely, and again I can't read him. But he's not angry. I can tell when he's angry. So what is he feeling now? Gloom, you know, you can adopt that logic for yourself. Gloom, with time, there is a chance you can eventually figure out how to prevent doomsday. Gloom, you may not become the Doombringer after all. Winona, maybe. Winona, but I can't take the risk. Gloom, you know, you're a good person, kid. Gloom, you willing let yourself fall to save a stranger from jumping?
Willingly, or whatever.
Gloom, I know that it hurt, because I saw your broken body. Gloom, and I know you knew it would hurt. Gloom, you spared those bullies when I wanted to kill them. Gloom, even though they tormented you every day at school. Gloom, you've been looking after this dog. Gloom, and Crast. You even rescue snails on the sidewalk. Gloom, you are the most good-hearted person I know. Maybe even more so than Mew. Gloom suddenly stops. Gloom. Winona, who? Gloom, Muriel. Winona, oh, your wife. Gloom.
No,
yeah.
now it's getting awkward.
Anyway, your innate goodness can potentially do more for this world than your sacrifice, if you try. Winona, do you really think I can risk it? Gloom. Suddenly, Sonic stops eating and he starts barking and growling at the entrance to the alley. Sonic, grr. Winona, what's wrong? Gloom, demons. Demon, greetings. Demon, we have finally I found Yo-Oh. These are the demons from my nightmares. Winona, Gloom. I've seen these demons before. Winona, is this doomsday? Am I becoming the Doombringer? Gloom, no, these are just some plague demons. Hide behind Gloom. I quickly duck behind Gloom. Okay, I'll admit that this wasn't the bravest thing I've ever done. But you have to understand, these things have haunted my nightmares since I was born. Gloom, they're not here for you, Winona. Gloom, they're here to stop me from killing you. Winona, I don't understand. Gloom, no time to explain. Stay back and I'll. Suddenly, a bright light fills the alley. I hear the sounds of violence and inhuman shrieking. When the light fades, a tall armored angel glides slowly down from the air, landing where the demons were standing. Winona, what happened to all the... Oh. Scattered all around this angel are the severed and charred body parts of the plague demons. Probably because she's holding two flaming fucking swords, just twirling them around like drumsticks. That is badass. This lady is so cutting. Nathaniel might have been the first angel I've ever met, but if you ask me to describe an angel, I'd describe this one. She's radiant, beautiful, and her expression is full of confidence. She is totally ready to fight evil. Winona, whoa. That was so kick-ass and majestic. Winona, like, who are you? The angel puts her swords away before smiling at me with her perfect teeth. I honestly feel better about myself when this angel smiles at me. Gloom, Winona, meet L'Oreal, I am the angel of justice. Angel of justice, where have I heard that before? Say that Gloom is the angel of justice. Winona, wait, I thought Gloom is the angel of justice. Gloom, I used to be. Gloom, this cocky upstart is the new one. Winona, so it's a title. What's your name? L'Oreal, you can just call me the angel of justice. Don't hound her about her name. Don't irritate the angel of justice. Hound her about her name. Winona, okay sure, Winona, it's just that angel of justice is a bit confusing. Winona, I guess you should put a "the" in front of it because the angel of justice sounds more impressive. Winona, but it's also quite a mouthful. Gloom, it is a huge mouthful. Gloom, I used to stumble my introductions all the time when I was the previous angel of justice. Winona, maybe you should drop the. It's cleaner. L'Oreal, enough.
Repeat JT's greatest contribution to the movie quotes, okay?
L'Oreal, if it will satisfy you, my name is L'Oreal. Winona, okay. Nice name, Gloom, you are too sensitive about your name. L'Oreal, for 400 years, I was L'Oreal, heaven's mighty sword of justice. L'Oreal, then one day, some mortal names their hair dye after me. L'Oreal, and now my name is a joke. A daft punchline for nitwit jesters. Winona, well, you do have really amazing hair. It looks amazing. Gloom, it was nicer before she cut it all off with her sword of justice. Gloom, if you think she looks majestic now, wait till you see her with her long hair flowing in the wind. Gloom, she used to do this thing after battle where she'd flip her hair and it would look just like a shampoo comber. L'Oreal, silence. L'Oreal, I would prefer it if we stopped talking about hair care. Winona, Miss L'Oreal, I don't think your name sounds like the shampoo. L'Oreal, thank you, dear. Gloom, why are you here, L'Oreal? L'Oreal, the demons have become aware of your quest and have mobilized their forces. L'Oreal, every cathedral with a holy door has been surrounded by a demonic blockade. L'Oreal, you will need help to break through their forces, so here I am. Winona, but why are you helping us? Gloom, because you're worth it. Gloom. L'Oreal, oh sod off, traitor. L'Oreal, may I remind you, young lady, that I am the angel of justice. L'Oreal, I vanquish the forces of evil wherever they may gather. L'Oreal, and now they are focused on you and your rather loathsome companion over there. Winona, why are they attacking Gloom? L'Oreal, everyone knows you are the Doombringer now. L'Oreal, the demons want to protect you so that you will trigger Doomsday and destroy heaven. L'Oreal, if they kill Gloom, there will be nobody left who can kill you. Winona, they can't kill Gloom. There's nobody that he can't defeat. Winona, right, Gloom, Gloom, don't worry about it, kid. Nobody's come close yet. I really hope that's the case. I don't want Gloom to get hurt because of me. Gloom, So what's the plan now? L'Oreal, I will take the young lady to Bedrock Reservoir, where we will rendezvous with Nathaniel before storming the cathedral. Gloom, what do you mean? You'll take her? L'Oreal, Michael has requested to see you at the nearby church. L'Oreal, the one where you failed to kill Winona. Gloom, great. L'Oreal, better you than me. L'Oreal, go see him now. In the meantime, I will take Winona away from this death trap alley.
This is a trap.
L'Oreal,
A
high walls,
trap.
poor visibility, narrow choke point. It was a rather bad idea to enter here. Gloom, you finished? L'Oreal, I guess there is not much to be gained from yakking about the past, is there? L'Oreal, meet us at the reservoir when Michael finally stops talking. I walk over to L'Oreal, who literally takes me under her wing. Oh, these feathers are so soft. Gloom, look after her, L'Oreal. L'Oreal, no demon will be foolish enough to even approach her while she is in my care. Gloom, they'd better not. L'Oreal, just bug her off already. Winona will be safe with me. I can sense Gloom's reluctance to go. I wonder why. Winona, are you going to be okay? Gloom, I'll be fine. Stay with L'Oreal. She'll take good care of you. Gloom, but don't do anything stupid, kid. Winona, come find us soon, okay. Winona, bye, Sonic. Be good, boy. Sonic, woof. L'Oreal wraps her arm around me and takes off into the skies. The last I see of Gloom, he's shrinking into a little green puff of smoke as we fly higher and higher.
Alright, that's going to be it for tonight, and we'll see what Gloom does about all
You
this
flow through the
next
empty
time.
streets with the sluggish pace of a Stanley Kubrick movie.
Alright, till next time, later.